Hello princesses! Today we're going to be making one of those super cute strawberry cakes that I've seen on the cooking channel. Is it Enjoy Cooking or Happy Cooking?
Cooking Tree.
Cooking Tree? Which is called Cooking Tree. So I've been wanting to try the strawberry cake for a while because it just looks so cute. So if you would like to see if I achieved this goal of super cute cake, I'll put the picture of their cake here. Then just keep watching. So I've got 140 grams worth of eggs. So to do this, it's kind of like 2.5 eggs. So I ended up beating the mixture before putting it in the bowl just so I could measure how many grams it is. And it's basically going to go in a bain-marie. So I've got hot water in this pot, but it's not boiling because that's kind of what the instructions said. So I'm going to whip together the eggs as well as the sugar and the corn syrup until the temperature reaches 40.2 degrees or around about that. We didn't have corn syrup in the supermarket, so I'm using glucose syrup, which is made from corn. I guess it'll work. I have no idea what purpose it is in the actual recipe either. I see it all the time in American cuisine, but I've never used it before. I'm guessing that when it gets warm enough, the glucose syrup is going to become a little bit softer as well, so it'll be a bit more obvious when I need to measure the temperature. This is the thing, the recipe doesn't actually have instructions in English.
Did you consider asking someone to translate it?
I tried Google translating it.
Is it Korean or Japanese?
It's Korean. I thought about asking Jian,
Yeah.
but then I assumed they're going to be at work.
Always.
I'm doing something more interesting than translating a cooking recipe.
I'm not sure what I don't know if you're tempering the eggs or if you're trying to melt the sugar.
See, I don't know either because it wasn't very clear on the video. It just showed them stirring over a hot pan of water. It wasn't on any kind of heat. It was just a hot pan of water. And then it showed, like the camera showed when it reached 40.2 degrees. Damn, this is boring.
You should get that.
Yeah.
I feel like that would entice people to make memes out of me, and that's not my goal.
I was thinking the exact same thing.
You can become a viral sensation.
My deepest desire is to not become a viral sensation.
Really?
Absolutely.
Why?
Because I cannot handle the amount of hate that would come with it. No amount of virality is ever positive fully.
True.
Quite happy with,
I know this from TikTok comments.
I'm quite happy with mediocrity and just enjoying what I do rather than wanting to actually kill someone else because people are in the comments. Woo! I got to 40 degrees. So then I'm going to add 2 grams of vanilla extract, which I'm not going to measure, I'm just going to pour and hope for the best. And I'm going to transfer it to this bowl because I'm going to whip this until it's thick. I don't know how long that's going to take, and I don't know how thick it's supposed to be because again, no instructions. So I'm going to put it in the KitchenAid and then turn it on for a little while and see how we go. Okay, so I've beaten this in the stand mixer for about 15 minutes on high. And it's got into what Emily says is the ribbon stage. Basically, if you drip the batter in, you can sort of form a pattern and it doesn't go straight back down into the rest of the batter. So that is that. If I eat this, Emily,
Yeah.
will I die?
No.
Is it cooked?
No. It's too good.
I'm not going to eat that.
You eat it though. You won't die.
You eat raw cookie dough.
Yeah, but that's not raw.
Yeah.
It's in the name.
Yeah. Okay, so the next step is to sift in your cake flour. Now, I don't own cake flour, so I followed Nigella Lawson's method of making cake flour, which is to just add corn powder or cornstarch in. And so I'm going to sift that in. Emily, if this video gets flagged and demonetized because of your unruly behavior in the background. And then once that is sifted, you're just going to gently fold it in. Don't over mix, I am assuming. Reality, I have no idea. The recipe seems so easy though.
Is there any rising agents in it?
No. Why is that?
Because you whipped the ear and incorporated it when you heated when you whipped the egg.
Ah.
So that's your...
So I'm trying not to crush the spirit out of it then with my folding, am I?
Yeah.
Well, that's a pity because I had a huge lump of flour stuck in the middle and now I've had to kind of prod at it a bit and I feel like that's kind of ruined it. But that's okay. And then the last ingredient to combine is butter and milk. So what happens is because we've melted the butter, we're going to bring the temperature down a little bit to like 50 to 60 degrees. Mine's pretty cool. I don't think that it needs to be brought down, but I'm going to do what the video did anyway, which is to drop a little dollop of the cake batter into the butter and milk mixture, mix it together for a little bit and then combine it back into the original bowl. Is that a legit thing to do or not?
Mixing it?
Yeah.
Sure.
So
It makes it easy to incorporate it into the large batter as well. So when you mix that there, you're deflating a set amount and getting it homogenous, and it's more likely to homogenize it with the rest.
Nice.
Without having to be the living spirit.
So then we're going to pour the mixture in to the main bowl, fold that in some more as well. It's not folding in, it's just kind of seeping around the bottom. So then I'm going to tip the mixture into my lined baking tray. Then I'm just going to give the tray a quick tap to get out any of the larger air bubbles, and then it's going to go in the oven on 180 for 30 minutes. Okay, so things have not been going so well for the cake. This is the first cake that I made. I've trimmed off the outside like brown section, but it didn't rise as much as it needed to. It should be like twice as high, so I can cut it into 3 sections. That's like one. It's a thick section, it should be thinner than this, but not great. This is the second cake, and it's equally as flat. I think it's like, it was fine, and then halfway through it just started deflating. So instead of layering it into 3, I'm going to salvage what I have, wait for this to cool down, and then I'm going to trim the outside off so it's white like the other cake as well, so when you cut into it, it looks pretty. It's quite, this one's very soft though, I don't know what happened to it. And then yeah, just make a double layered cake. So instead of having 3 sections with strawberries and cream in the middle, it's just going to be 2. So waste not, want not, doesn't always go super right. But in the meantime, I'm also going to be making the cream filling. So it is a whipping cream with some strawberry jam down the bottom. So I'm going to whip this up while this finishes cooling, trim it down, and then I'll show you how to decorate the cake, which I've got my strawberries already cut up. Yay! Okay, so now that the other cake is cool, I'm going to take this little metal plate which came from a smaller cake pan. I'm going to cut around the edges so that I have the same sized cake. This also gets rid of any of the hard edges. And then using a bigger serrated knife, I'm going to chop the top and the bottom off also. There's a huge freaking flower pocket. Okay, so this layer is still a little warm, so I'm going to put it back in the fridge and then we're going to come back and do the decorating. Okay, so now that the first cake is cooled, I actually ended up putting the second one that I did on the bottom because the structural integrity was pretty terrible. So now I'm going to use the whipped cream, which has got the strawberry jam, to ice this layer first. I'm really wondering if the cream is going to be able to hold up the second layer without having everything smush out underneath, but I guess we will see. And then I'm going to layer on the strawberries. And then on top of that goes another layer of the whipped cream to fill in all the gaps. And then I'm going to put the other layer on top there, and then add the last part of the cream icing. The top cake is too heavy and it's squishing the strawberries out of the middle.
Put some dowels in.
That's not going to help it. It's not sliding sideways or anything. It's just... So I'm going to chill this through a little bit and then come back and do a second layer to see if I can get a more coverage on the sides for where the strawberries are starting to poke out. And just to see if it collapses entirely. And then the last step is to add some white whipped cream on top and see if it will drizzle down the sides, which I highly doubt mine is going to do. This is too solid. And then finish your monstrosity off with some chopped strawberries. Considering how not so great the cake turned out, the actual cake itself, it seems like a pretty tall cake. I think that the white frosting on top, I don't know how she got hers to look super thick. Mine just looks like whipped cream, which is basically what it is, but it shouldn't look like that. Otherwise it looks pretty cute. I think I really made a mistake by putting the whole strawberries in the middle, because I think it's going to be like, yeah, not the prettiest slice. Well, I hope it at least tastes nice. Yeah, structural integrity of the cake is not good. Okay, so it's not the best cake, but the top layer tastes okay. I would not recommend putting the strawberries in half in the center because it made it very difficult to cut. And the bottom layer is, yeah, it's not good. But I hope you guys enjoyed baking with me today. Let me know if you guys want to see another video like this, and I will see you in the next one. Bye! Email it.